A beautiful afternoon. Today is Monday, the 9th day of June 2025. This is the news hour on TV Sapientia. My name is Somto Okafo. You're welcome. The Nigerian Correctional Service has announced that 59,786 inmates have so far been enrolled in the National Identity Number Registration exercise, currently underway across custodial centers nationwide. In a statement issued on Sunday, the NCoS, in a statement signed by its spokesperson, Umar Abubakar, disclosed that the figure represented approximately 74% of the country's total inmate population of 80,879. The registration, conducted in collaboration with the National Identity Management Commission, is part of an ongoing effort to integrate inmates into Nigeria's national identity database. The service said the process was progressing steadily, adding that mechanisms had been put in place to ensure the registration of the remaining inmates was completed. Reacting to recent media reports claiming that NIN registration had yet to begin in any custodial center, the NCoS described such reports as false and misleading. It reaffirmed that the enrollment of inmates had not only commenced but was yielding tangible results. Ohanaeze and Igbo has said the Igbo people would not participate in the proposed June 12 Democracy Day protest. In a statement issued by the Deputy President General of the organization, Mazi Okechukwu Isiguzoro, the body noted that the decision to advocate against participation in the June 12 protest was not born out of indifference but a calculated maneuver aimed at safeguarding lives and properties of Igbo people. He further declared that no protest would be permitted across all 7 Igbo-speaking states until their collective questions were adequately addressed by the Nigerian government. Ohanaeze added that Igbo has endured horrific experiences in the wake of previous national protests, which were often marred by betrayal and treachery. Senator Ali Ndume of Borno South has distanced himself from the recent endorsement of President Bola Tinubu for his second term, warning that such political gestures do not guarantee electoral success. Speaking on Channels Television Sunday Politics, the veteran lawmaker who has served in the National Assembly since 2003 cited the example of former President Goodluck Jonathan, who in 2015 was endorsed by 22 governors of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, yet lost his re-election bid to Muhammadu Buhari of the All Progressives Congress, APC. On May 22, 2025, 22 APC governors unanimously endorsed Tinubu as the party's candidate for the 2027 presidential election. Ndume, a senior APC member, said he does not support the endorsement, citing the country's dire economic conditions, rising cost of living, and growing insecurity. Ndume revealed that he walked out of the presidential villa's banquet hall when the endorsement was announced. Following interventions from various quarters, which culminated in the visit on Sunday by members of the Governor's Advisory Council, GAC, the months-long rift between President Bola Tinubu and the Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has been officially declared over by the President. Tinubu personally welcomed Sanwo-Olu back into his warm embrace at a gathering witnessed by party leaders and some close associates of the President, saying it was all now over. Tinubu did not just forgive the governor, but also everyone who had crossed him in the last few months and decided it was time to move. The president's hostility against the governor had been on for several months and discussed in hushed tones until last week, when Tinubu publicly snubbed Sanwo-Olu, lending credence to the much talked about grudge. This development had also prompted many people to intervene and plead on behalf of the governor for the peace of the state and prosperity of the ruling party, the All Progressive Congress, APC. But on Sunday, everything came to an end after members of the GAC came to plead on behalf of the governor and others who might have erred in the sight of the president. The Labour Party candidate in the upcoming November 8, 2025 Anambra State governorship election, Chief George Moghalu, has accused the incumbent state governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, of intimidating his female running mate, Mrs. Ifeoma Veronica Okaro. In a statement issued on Sunday by the Director of Media and Publicity of his campaign organization, George Moghalu Ife Okaro Campaign Organization, Dr. Ikenna Agu, Moghalu accused the Commissioner for Women Affairs, Mrs. Ife Obinabo, of sponsoring the vote of no confidence passed on her ruling mate, Mrs. Ifeoma Okaro, as President General of the Anambra State Association of Town Union Asatu Women Wing on June 5, just 2 days after the latter was unveiled as Labour Party's governorship running mate on June 2. Moghalu described the action against his running mate as shameful and politically motivated to intimidate her out of the contest. He further charged Soludo, who is the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, to prove he was ready for a free and fair contest by distancing himself from the action of the Commissioner for Women Affairs. The federal government has launched an investigation into a viral video showing alleged neglect of accident victims at the emergency unit of the Federal Medical Center, Jabi, Abuja. The video, which circulated widely on social media, showed victims of a road accident reportedly left unattended by hospital staff after being brought in by Good Samaritan. The Good Samaritan, who recorded the footage, claimed he found the victims on the road and transported them to the hospital for urgent care. He alleged that hospital staff refused to provide immediate assistance, with one citing a lack of gloves. However, minutes later, as also seen in the video, some hospital staff were seen assisting in the lifting of one of the severely injured victims into the emergency units. Other victims, despite their injuries, were also seen walking into the unit on their own. In a statement on Sunday, the hospital's public relations officer, Obadia Ghana, said the FMC has begun a comprehensive investigation into the incident. The Ondo State chapter of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has accused Governor Loki Ayedatiwa of abandoning all the uncompleted projects left by his immediate predecessor, the late former Governor Rotimi Akeredolu. The PDP made the accusation in a statement issued by its Director of Media and Publicity, Mr. Leye Ibabo, on Sunday. According to the statement, the opposition party said it had a strong conviction that the governor was attempting to destroy Akeredolu's legacy in the state. However, the State Director of Media and Publicity of the All Progressives Congress, Mr. Steve Otaru, in a statement, described the allegation as untrue, stating that Ayedatiwa was making efforts to complete the project. Recall that Governor Loki Ayedatiwa stepped into office after Akeredolu died on December 27, 2023, after months of intrigues and political battles following the illness of the former governor. He thereafter won the governorship ticket of the party and won the November 16, 2024 election. Former Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tuko Buratai, retired, narrowly escaped death on Friday after his convoy came under a heavy gunfire attack in Borno State. The assault, believed to be orchestrated by suspected Boko Haram insurgents, has further raised concerns about the escalating insecurity in the region. The revelation was made by the lawmaker representing Borno South Senatorial District, Senator Ali Ndume, during an interview on Channel's Television Politics on Sunday. According to Ndume, the retired Army General and his accompanying soldiers were ambushed near a frontline military base. While details on casualties remain unclear, the lawmaker disclosed that a fierce exchange of gunfire ensued between the attackers and the troops escorting Buratai. The attackers reportedly targeted high-value equipment, including mine-resistant ambush-protected vehicles, tanks, and machine guns. In some cases, Ndume added, the insurgents not only destroyed those assets but also cut away weaponry and equipment. Ndume also used the opportunity to point a bleak picture of Nigerians' broader security landscape, noting that violent conflict, banditry, and sabotage have extended across the nation. Now to the sports news. Portugal won their second UEFA Nations League title with a scintillating win in the penalty shootout over Spain in Munich on Sunday, June 8. Cristiano Ronaldo scored the goal as the match was level after 120 minutes with 4 shared goals. Alvaro Morata's shot was saved by Diogo Costa in the shootout as Portugal prevailed over their Iberian rivals. On the foreign news, President Donald Trump's sweeping new travel ban came into effect early Monday immediately after midnight, barring citizens from a dozen nations from entering the United States and reviving a divisive measure from his first term. The move is expected to disrupt refugee pathways and further restrict immigration as the Trump administration expands its crackdown on illegal entries. Many of the nations covered by the restrictions have adversarial relations with the United States, such as Iran and Afghanistan, while others face severe crises like Haiti and Libya. Finally, still on the foreign news, a plane carrying 20 people crashed in the U.S. state of Tennessee on Sunday, with some on board taken to hospital for injuries, according to the state and federal officials. The Tennessee Highway Patrol said on X that its troopers were assisting police at the scene of a plane crash on Old Shelbyville Road in the central Coffee County. Pictures on social media showed a small white plane with its nose buried into the grass and its tail broken off behind it. Local media reported that the crashed plane was used for skydiving expeditions. All right, esteemed listeners, that was a news hour on TV Sapientia. On behalf of the editorial and technical crew, my name is Somto Okafor. Good afternoon once again, and thank you for choosing TV Sapientia. Have a wonderful Monday.